Venmo, ching, 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 love it. All right, welcome to Good Morning Football. We are presented by Truist this morning, live in New York City. It is Tuesday, January 26th. My name is Kay Adams. Nate Burleson is here. Kyle Brandt is here in his Angry Runs t-shirt. Gets excited for that. And Mike Garafolo.
The t-shirt and trademark sayings. I told Rappaport yesterday, I was upset. I said, I'm going for an angry run. I didn't mean that kind of angry run. So I said, not the Brandt kind. I'm going out to just let some aggravation.
Well, tell us all your problems.
I gotta let them know.
Nice. Tell us all your problems. What are you angry about?
Well, you know, we've only got 3 hours here, so won't be able to squeeze them all in.
So we should get to the Chiefs, and there's no shortage of weapons?
Sure. Let's go.
Let's do it. It's time for the lead block, baby.
Lead block.
Let's talk Chiefs offense. It is loaded. We saw plenty of them, of course, doing their thing on Championship Sunday. They very much look like the best team in all of football. And you know who else saw what they were doing? Yeah, Bucs head coach Bruce Arians. Here's BA on how tough it is to defend against the best tight end in the game.
Yeah, it's really hard. Yeah, I mean, he reminds me a lot of Tony Gonzalez back when he was unbelievable, just trying to stop him.
Thanks.
Because he's got wide receiver skills, and he runs like a wide receiver. He runs routes like a wide out. He beats corners. So it's a hard challenge. But, you know, Todd will come up with some schemes. But, again, you know, we got to get after the quarterback, and we can't let him run around and make those crazy plays that he and Kelce do so well.
Kyle, Gronk might be like, I'm going to go on an angry run after hearing my coach say that about another tight end. What do you think and make of this Chiefs offense? Is there any way to slow them down? Or are they a juggernaut?
We might have arrived at juggernaut because who am I to disagree with Uncle Bruce? I look at this team at Kelce. After I saw what happened in that Bills game, we've talked about this for 3 years. We've seen this team for years. Kelce's their best weapon. And I'm going to put it out there. I think that when you're picking your poison, you can't pick that one. Buffalo did. This is the iocane. This is that crazy orange snake that you see on YouTube that kills you in 2 seconds. I think that Kelce is as good at tight end as Mahomes is a quarterback. I think he's the guy. And now, if you're going to jump him, if you're going to not let Kelce do it, you're going to risk letting Tyreek breathe. I understand that. We've arrived at that pick. Do you want Kelce or do you want Tyreek? Letting Tyreek breathe, it might get you beat. It will probably get you beat. Kelce will definitely get you beat. I look at it this way. You're on the NBA court. Do you want just Shaq and Olajuwon just pounding you with layups, dunks, free throws, skyhooks over and over?
Forearms.
Or forearms, headbutts, everything. Or maybe do you get Steph Curry on the night that he shoots 3 for 10 from the field and you get lucky? Both of them are incredible, but if I'm watching what happened to the Bills said, go ahead and beat us, Kelce, and they absolutely killed him. I think Kelce is the guy. I'm putting 3 guys on him, 5 guys on him. We're not going to sit here and let him just destroy us systematically. I'm going to take my shot.
I'll take my cues from Bill Belichick, and I know this is not the year really to lean on him and say this is the guy that
where you going
can figure it all out. But he always locks on Travis Kelce. It seems like that's the guy that's not going to beat us. The way that they really get after him at the line of scrimmage, don't let him off. He had a game early in his career against the Patriots where he kind of went off, and that was it. And it was like he wasn't finding the end zone for I think until they finally had a running play where they got him in the end zone off of some kind of running play.
Belichick's thing was always take away your best player, too, in the Super Bowl.
That's why I'm saying, to me, for Belichick to be focusing on Travis Kelce, he probably is at home right now saying, I agree with Kyle Brandt.
Right.
Now, Todd Bowles has said somebody is going to eat, right? It is kind of pick your poison. Somebody's going to eat. So maybe it's going to be Tyreek Hill. But if it's going to be Tyreek Hill to the tune of 13 catches for 269 yards, that's not going to work. Maybe if it was like 6 for 100, okay, and then you shut down Kelce, you're fine. But when you combine the two of them for 21 catches for, quick math here, 351 yards, that's not going to work. So I would say Todd Bowles going into this game is going to say Tyreek Hill's going to get his, just not to those numbers that I've got on my surface.
Shot out of a cannon this morning.
I was ready to go, yeah.
And what do you do when you're facing this team? It's Kelce, Hill. If you're a defense going in, these guys are going to kill you regardless. Travis Kelce is phenomenal. And Tyreek Hill, he could be just as dangerous as Travis Kelce is a tight end and Patrick Mahomes is a quarterback. For me, this is about 2 parts of the field. It's in between the 20s, and then there's the red zone. If I'm a defense facing this squad, I'm looking at stopping the Kansas City Chiefs by doubling Travis Kelce up until they get doubling Travis Kelce when they get in the red zone. In between the 20s, it's Tyreek Hill's area to play.
Switch?
I switch it up. Because listen, Tyreek Hill versus man coverage, he's going to cook you. Right here, we got man coverage, he's running away from you. And then once he gets his yards at the catch, it's ridiculous. If it's zone coverage, what he's going to do is they're going to put him in a slot, he's going to run to the opposite side of the field, and he's going to beat you to a spot and get wide open. But then once they start sniffing the red zone, that's when Patrick Mahomes starts looking for Travis Kelce. The 2 touchdowns that he scored in this last game were when they were in the red zone. So for me, this is a tale of 2 parts of the field. Stop Tyreek Hill in between the 20s. And then once you get to the red zone, double up, bracket Travis Kelce. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to work.
I know.
It is not going to work. This is one of those teams where, this sounds crazy, I will double our bracket Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce on every play. And
all over the field? Not
I will
just the red zone?
I will force them to run the ball. Make them run. If you're going to beat me, if I'm playing the Kansas City Chiefs, beat me on the ground. Do not beat me in the air.
They're going to get big plays, right? They're going to score no matter what they do, who they bracket, between which hash marks or whatever. To me, they have what it takes, though. We saw Bakhtiari last week, Kyle, and him not being there and how that sort of hampered what the Packers were able to do. This Eric Fisher injury is huge because they do have the pressure to go. They can blitz. They've got Levante and Devin White as well. They can get involved in sort of pressuring Mahomes and what he can do. I also think we should talk about the game plan for Buffalo that we saw that you sort of picked apart yesterday and said, I hated their defensive game plan. Don't get got underneath like that. That's a good blueprint for them on what they shouldn't do this week.
No, 100%. If you are a Buccaneers fan and you watch that Bills game, you're like, that's not going to be us. I mean, we're not giving up Kelce 13 catches in the first half.
They picked him up. They picked him
destroyed
up.
Him. Destroyed him for the whole game. And it's funny, Mike, because you're bringing up that Tyreek went absolutely nuts against them last time and set records. They almost came back and won that game. Like, they survived. They lost by 3 points. Okay, we're going to show the highlight later in the game. So, like, Tyreek had the best game of his life, and the Chiefs almost lost. It was a 3-point victory. So maybe that works. But one of these guys, what is it, is going to eat? Is that what Tyreek says?
Yeah, but you chop a little bit off that production, and now maybe that's that 3-point differential. You get the win. And I do like your strategy, Nate, because beat us running the football and win your one-on-one pass protection matchups with a banged-up offensive line, without both of your starting tackles that you came into the season with.
At GMFB with your thoughts, everyone. Get this. The NFL, of course, has their Pro Bowl versus battle tonight. It debuts at 8 p.m. Eastern. Yesterday, MJ Acosta-Ruiz caught up with music royalty and the masterminds behind Versus, Timbaland and Swiss Beats, of course, about the collab with the NFL. There's a few interview, and it's airing actually tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern on Total Access. But here's a little sneak peek for you here on GMFB.
We have players that they're going head-to-head with their top plays. So as a master of the battle here, I want you guys to tell me how you would guide the players so we know that they're coming correct for this Versus battle.